Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And boy, do we have a lot to get to this hour. Dominic Carter here with you. Let's go ahead and open up the phone lines. 800-848-9222. Folks, I survived. And so you folks told me to have this surgery, and I had it. It's over and done. I thought it was going to kill me fasting yesterday, but I survived. Walk out the door, because you're not welcomed anymore. Mom Donnie, did you hear that? You're not welcomed anymore. Gloria Gaynor, lay down and die. Just one more verse, folks, because I'm in a good mood now that I made it. And I had some food. Some food. How do you say food in Spanish? How do you say food in Spanish? Does anybody know how to say food in Spanish? Comida, something like that? Oh, wait. Hey. All right, folks, let's get to it. We have a lot to do, and that is, we see your phone calls coming in already. I may still be a little high, but we're going to get through the show together. Mom Donnie now admits, and this is no laughing matter, Mom Donnie now admits, surprise, surprise, that he can't arrest Netanyahu, but he sounds like a spoiled brat. Where he's not welcomed here. That's the part that offends me the most. Mr. Big Stuff, who do you think you are? You've been a citizen of this country, 8 years? And you're saying who's welcomed here and who's not? I don't think so, Mom Donnie. What are you doing? President Trump attends the dignified transfer of 4 U.S. troops killed in the Iran war. The president stating it's one of the hardest things to do, one of the soldiers from our area. And hey, New Jersey, Governor Mikey Sherrill, I haven't forgotten about you, right? So we got 6,000 immigrants, migrants, illegals, whatever, who were wrongly added to the Garden State's voter rolls. Maybe Trump is on to something. 800-848-9222. Let's start with King Mamdani. King Mamdani going, where? I don't have the authority to block Netanyahu, but he's still not welcomed here.
My administration has reviewed every avenue available under applicable law to determine whether New York City could execute the International Criminal Court's arrest warrant if Benjamin Netanyahu came here. It is clear that we do not have the independent legal authority to enforce this warrant. The federal government, however, does, and I call on them to join the ICC and execute this warrant. And I want to be equally clear. Benjamin Netanyahu is not welcome in New York City, nor is any other war criminal.
So, folks, it bears repeating. Who says Mamdani? What is this guy smoking? What is he on? Is he ego tripping that bad that he thinks that this clown thinks that he gets to determine who's welcomed in New York? And yes, I didn't refer to him as a clown early on, but his antics justify me using the term clown. Who do you think you are, Mr. Big Stuff? That's the record. That's not you. And by the way, Mom Donnie, you're a failed rapper, blah, 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 blah. You want all their attention. Guess who has all their attention naturally? President Trump. All the rappers prior to him being demonized by the left, all the major rappers that you look up to, they were the ones running to Trump to be friends with him. As quiet as it's kept. Not with you, Mamdani. You are what's called the jokester. On television, Fox News, the different pundits. Boy, are they letting Mamdani have it.
Of course. That's also why it's okay to attack ICE buildings and law enforcement, all the things. Guys, we live here. So let's talk about what the mayor and what this policy is doing. And let's point out and really bring to light his rampant hypocrisy that puts at risk all of us. So his quote about the International Criminal Court warrant is that when someone is charged with an ICC warrant, it's something that should be taken seriously. but yet he doesn't take seriously all of the warrants out for the illegal immigrants that are here in this town, walking the streets. So there have been many, and not enough time in the show for me to list specifics, murders, rapes, etc., of people with warrants out that this city didn't honor because of his directive. So just one, for example, after an illegal immigrant raped a woman in Queens at a La Quinta, then he was let out. He was arrested. There was an ICE warrant because of Mamdani, because of his executive orders, where he laughingly, by the way, says that a non-local law enforcement, like he basically is saying that the non-local law enforcement of ICE should be given no credo, but somehow ICC should. That guy was let out, and what did he do? Rape at night point another woman in Coney Island. And then his accomplice beat with a lead pipe her boyfriend who tried to intervene. Or what about the 20-year-old that there was a warrant out for his arrest and he murdered a 28-year-old here? Like, how many people have to die under this guy's watch that he ignores those warrants, and somehow this fictitious ICC warrant, which is something we are not a party to, for a fictitious genocide, somehow all of a sudden matters to him. This mayor is a joke, a fraud, and an anti-Semite.
And you know what, folks? It's hard to explain. It really is hard to explain. And think about it, as the commentator just said. So we have a legal federal agency that does an excellent job. ICE baby. Mamdani says, don't pay attention to them. They're not lawful. But you want to acknowledge a criminal court, an international criminal court that the U.S. does not acknowledge because they have issued a warrant that you like. So that's good, right, Mamdani? This guy, listen, folks, they have a situation with the mayor in Georgia, the youngest ever elected mayor. They have yanked his powers because he was apparently abusing his credit card and city-owned vehicles. They have yanked his powers in Georgia, and this youngest mayor. We don't have that apparatus here, but that's what needs to happen to Mamdani, or denaturalize him, do whatever it takes. He's got to go. Take him and his deputy mayor, Mr. Sliwa. Take both of them. Mr. Sliwa earned his stripes for a number of years, so, you know, he could stay around. But him and his de facto deputy mayor, Curtis Sliwa, it's despicable what they've done, this 1-2 punch. That's all I'm going to say as it relates to Mr. Sliwa. But I am, before I even get to New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill, I am wondering, where's my lollipop? Where's my lollipop? I had to be there at 6 a.m. this morning, Columbia, not the one in the city. I like quiet, nice and quiet. And so my wife takes me. Somebody had to bring me home. By 7:15 a.m., my IV is hooked up. Next thing I know, I'm on the table, and then I wake up. End of story. Over and done with. But I'm looking forward to an event I have tomorrow in Brooklyn, receiving an award from the Kings County Conservative Party. And on Saturday, we'll be at a street fair, Marilyn, Dominic, and I, but I don't have much on that. And before we get to Governor Sherrill and New Jersey, let's start with some of your telephone calls. Let's go to Robin, line 4 in Brooklyn. Robin, what's on your mind?
Well, I'm glad you're doing okay, Dominic. But what's on my mind, I'm a Jew. I'm a Brooklyn Jew, and I feel like a second-class citizen. It really feels horrible. And this city, I just want to point out, has so many Jews who fled repressive regimes from all over the world. I have friends from Ukraine, Jews from Ukraine, Uzbekistan, Morocco, Russia. These people have been traumatized, and now they have to live with this hatred from this scumbag. I mean, it's really, really not right. I'd really like to see Khalil and Mamdani. They need to go back. They need to go back to wherever they came from and stop screwing around with us. And that's what's on my mind today.
And you know what, Robin? You mentioned Khalil, whatever his name is. I say dirtbag, right? It's amazing to me. You hate America, but you come here to get your education. You make sure that your wife has her baby here. So you are a phony. Because you hate America so bad that this is Mamdani's boy, right? You hate America so bad, but you made sure that your son is an American citizen. Robin, do you see the irony in all this the same way I do?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, and they're laying out the red carpet for this guy in the courts. I mean, this must cost millions of dollars to keep someone like this Khalil guy in the country with his team.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. To lock him up, let him go. Federal court, lock him up, let him go. Him putting his thumb in our eyes, let him go. Back and forth, over the Gracie Mansion, dinner with the mayor and the mayor's evil eye wife. I don't say that lightly, folks, but every time I look at that lady, she just has this frown like, I hate all of you Americans, especially you black folks, and I'm only here for a purpose, and I'm poisoning my husband each and every day because he's going to come around to my agenda, not to your agenda. Robin, thank you for the call. Stephen, line 1, Manhattan. What's on your mind, Stephen?
Thanks so much. First of all, I just want to quickly say I'm happy that you went through your stuff and everything's better. Number 2, can we please name the enemy? I wish we would specifically say to everybody all over the world, the enemy is not Iran. The enemy is Islamic Jihad. I wish we could say that. Would you agree with that?
No, I wouldn't agree with that. I don't like when people try and put words in my mouth. Why don't you just say it, Stephen? Why do I need to say it?
I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I'm saying, do you agree with that? That Islamic Jihad is the enemy, not
No,
Iran?
yeah, I don't like when people put words in my mouth. I really don't. I am very apt at saying exactly what I want to say. I don't need to say that. We all know who the enemy is. We all know. Thank you for the call, Stephen. I got to take a break. We all know what time it is. But folks, you're never going to score points with me that way when you call up and say, oh, we ought to, because what you're really saying is you ought to. To which I turn around and say, well, why aren't you doing it? Why are you hiding behind me? You have just as much power, if not more power, than I or anybody else has. If that's the way you want to call it that way. But I also have certain obligations, going to graduate school, of certain things I can say, certain things I can't say. And that comes from the news background. So on that note, we see your calls. We're going to take a break. Yes, I survived. We're going to come right back. 800-848-92. Yes, that's Gloria Gaynor, right? Gloria Gaynor? Carlos says Gloria Gaynor. You don't have no Slim Jims today. No Slim Jims today now that I can eat. Head up high. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And back to the phones we go. Line 1, Elizabeth in Sparta, New Jersey. Elizabeth, what's going on?
Dominic Carter, you are such a treasure to us listeners. I don't want you bothered with theirs. And ammonia, they hate ammonia. So if you're going to be outside, pour a little on your driveway, your patio, your walk, and then you have a foghorn that you can get at Walmart, a nautical department, very a little one that goes in your hand. I go the medium-sized one. But anyway, and then you'll be safe, and the bears won't touch you.
Well, Elizabeth, I wasn't going to talk about bears, but you did it. You know, I'm not going to discount the advice that you listeners give me, because I kid you, this is no joke. This is no joke. So I got home this morning from the midnight show about 2:30 a.m., had to be up at 4:30 to report for surgery, right? And the whole time I'm listening to these listeners. They better know what they're talking about. Why can't I just keep this little bump for the rest of my life? And then my wife, Marilyn's like, yeah, but it'll flare up every couple of months, which is what the doctor said, right? So I'm sitting there and they're prepping me for surgery. And the nurse, she has me put on the gown. And I kid you not, so they're about to cut me, and she lifts the robe, and she goes, oh, my God, Mr. Carter. And I'm like, what? I almost had a heart attack. She sees the scar on my shin from where I fell down off the ladder. And if you look where I posted a picture of the bear just this week, walking past my house. You see the ladder that I fell down from. And so I'm sitting there and the nurse tells me, so now she's like, we got to have the doctor look at this. This is horrible. Now I'm there for surgery and they're concentrating on my leg. And so then she says, well, what did you do? And a couple of you sent me emails and said, whatever you do, don't put hydrogen peroxide on your cut. And that's exactly what I did because I was raised that way. I don't know if it was a Southern tradition. And then here comes the doctor, the surgeon, the plastic surgeon. He says, yes, Mr. Carter, don't ever use hydrogen peroxide. Maybe the first time, but then after that, don't use it. And so I'm like, these listeners know what they're talking about because several of you told me don't use hydrogen peroxide. So you said to get a fogger. Is that what you said for the bear?
Foghorn. And you
a
keep
foghorn, so it makes a noise or something?
It comes in a plastic container, and two parts of it, the body of it that has the gas, and then the horn, and you twirl the horn on the bottle, and it works. You press it, and it makes a very loud noise.
I got another question. Elizabeth, why are the black bears only messing with me? Why is that, Elizabeth?
Had a black bear that was trying to break into my car, not to hold up your time, but I had just had it greased and oiled, and my neighbor was saying I had food in my car, and I said I have nothing. Does he have gum or something? And the bear was breaking into my car, so I made all this noise going downstairs. I go out to my garage, and there the fur marks, because the car was dusty, so the fur marks around where the bear was trying to get underneath my engine. So I talked to the Greenbrook Sanctuary, the life member on the Palisades where you go on 9W, and they said that's interesting. He must have smelt the fresh grease and oil of my car getting the 3000, and he was trying to break into it because he liked that smell.
Boy.
Now, big nose.
Oh boy.
So they can smell a food a mile away, but they have little eyes so they can't see you very well.
Right. I got it, Elizabeth. I got to take a break. Elizabeth, thank you for the advice. No food in the car. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the situation in New Jersey. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
My administration has reviewed every avenue available under applicable law to determine whether New York City could execute the International Criminal Court's arrest warrant if Benjamin Netanyahu came here. It is clear that we do not have the independent legal authority to enforce this warrant. The federal government, however, does, and I call on them to join the ICC and execute this warrant. And I want to be equally clear. Benjamin Netanyahu is not welcome in New York City, nor is any other war criminal.
Wah. Does that include your Palestinian friends, Mom Donnie? Oh, not them, right? Only Netanyahu. What a jokester. I'm looking at my Twitter at my ex, Dominic Carter, here with you. Cassandra Van Pol just said here, and we're coming to New Jersey. We haven't forgotten about you, New Jersey. Governor Mikey Sherrill. Oh, what a piece of work in New Jersey. What's going on there? Oops, it's the software. That's how these people were registered to vote. Oops, it's not our fault. Oops. Yeah, right. Cassandra Van Pol saying never too late to pick up what you missed. Oh, she says here, Donna Summer. Love to Love You, Baby. That was one of the songs. I think I can only play the first verse of that one. This goes back to the disco days. The disco days. I just want the first verse. The first part of the song. Go ahead, Donna. Go, Donna. I need this because I'm about to go to Marco in New Jersey before I go to the New Jersey situation. So I need this song to stay positive. I'm not necessarily talking about sex, like the song. I'm just happy because I survived surgery today. Just one more second of Donna Summer. Go ahead, Donna. Go ahead. Donna Summer, love to love you, baby. Let's kill that now, Carlos, before she says something and management has to issue an email. Dominic has decided to pursue other career opportunities. We wish him well. We don't want that. Mr. Negative, let's go to Marco in New Jersey before I get to the voting situation in New Jersey. Hopefully this is a positive call. Hopefully Marco is not hating on somebody. What's on your mind, Marco?
Yeah, it's never positive. So 4 service members killed now already, and now we can't even travel anywhere worldwide because didn't they just come out saying that high alert that, you know, we be very careful where we travel now. So now I got to worry about my back being blown up because of what all this is going down, right? Thank you, Mr. Trump. Thank you so much for that.
Okay, so Marco, one, it's travel to the Middle East. It's not the whole world. 2, would you rather he leave it like the Democrat presidents prior to him, where it's an ongoing quagmire, an ongoing mess that's never solved? Is that what you want?
I was traveling before.
Okay, so in other words, so even though it's broke, leave it the way it is.
It wasn't as bad as it is now. It's going to get worse. You know that, right? It's going to get worse.
Hey, but why can't you just say you just hate Trump to your bone? Why can't you just say that, Marco?
You know, the thing is, 2016, I did. I really did. I really voted for him. You probably don't believe that, but I did. But after everything that's happened, you know, I have family that's going, you know, for their immigration status, right? And now they're doing everything legally. They got married for love. My son got married for love. They love each other.
Congratulations to your son, seriously, on that.
Thank you. And, you know, she's doing the paperwork. Everything's going good. But, you know, she's worried about traveling because you hear about stories about people going to the immigration courts and they're being arrested.
So Marco, with no disrespect to your son or your daughter, right? I wish them well. But whose fault is that? Who came here, meaning did Americans come to America illegally or did migrants come here illegally? Whose fault is it that we all have to go through this problem?
You know, you just want putting up excuses to back, you know, to justify what Trump does. You know. So Marco. So today you're kind of decent, but for all those past times where you called me with your craziness, here we go, Marco.
Dominic is done with you.
Let's talk about New Jersey for a second, right? Governor Mikey Sherrill, the woman governor in the state of New Jersey, pilot, military pilot, and so on. And she says, oops, my bad. We found a situation where non-citizens were registered to vote. Oops, I guess Trump was right to ring that alarm bell. This is the governor of the great state of New Jersey.
A serious software error in New Jersey's motor vehicle system led to the improper voter registration of what we believe to be roughly 6,600 people in our state. When New Jerseyans applied for a driver's license or identification at the MVC, they were asked if they wanted to register to vote. In the case of this error, some individuals indicated that they weren't citizens and weren't eligible to vote, but the software registered them anyway. The error in the software was corrected a year later in June of 2024. That is more than 2 years ago. I learned of this last Wednesday, and I immediately ordered my chief counsel to launch a comprehensive investigation. Currently, the Division of Elections is working to ensure anyone who is illegally registered is removed from the voter rolls. Initial analysis shows that fewer than 400 newly registered individuals voted in an election due to this software error.
So Governor Sherrill says that these 400 people that voted, that shouldn't have voted, that it didn't turn any election one way or the other. But it's scary, and it's exactly what President Trump has been saying all along. And folks, you know, I'm not a conspiracy guy. So when I hear things like that, the first thing I say is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But now there's some validity to what Trump is saying, okay? I want you to listen to this exchange. CNN, right? Scott Jennings, a fiery exchange between Republican Scott Jennings, and we're going back to your calls, and the host, Abby Phillip.
What's your tolerance for this?
Hold on. This is not about tolerance. This is about, is it widespread or is it something that is relatively rare,
You're pounding him over the word widespread. I just would ask you, Scott, what is your tolerance for any fraud at all?
Is it widespread?
Absolutely. Over 6,000 people.
What is your bar for
and
widespread?
She said, my bar is I want no tolerance. Okay. I have zero tolerance.
So what is your tolerance for American citizens?
By the way, this isn't the only place this is happening.
What is your tolerance for American citizens whose valid voter registrations are invalidated by incorrect databases? What's your tolerance for that?
I don't have tolerance for any mistakes in the electoral system, including putting non-citizens on the rolls.
So then why are we not keeping the same energy for that as we are for this?
I do have energy. As you know, I've come out here and long argued that every time we don't clean up the voter rolls, that every time a non-citizen makes it onto the voter rolls, it invalidates some legal person's vote.
What about when an American is not allowed to vote when they are eligible to vote?
I don't have any tolerance for that either. An American citizen should be allowed to vote. But American citizens are invalidated.
Why are you okay then with the administration using a system that a federal judge recently found was actively removing U.S. citizens from the voter rolls based on inaccurate information? Why are you comfortable with that system being used to check the voter rolls?
This is a convenient deflection for you. This is the worst possible story that could happen for Democrats right now regarding the debate over the SAVE Act. 6,600 illegal aliens on the rolls in New Jersey that you know about.
Can I tell you why I think this?
One illegal on the voting rolls is one too many. President Trump may have something here when he keeps raising this issue. Now, oops, only a few hundred to a few thousand. So what happens if we really look deep into this situation? What might we find? Maybe this is not as much as a conspiracy as I thought. Maybe there's some meat on the bones when it comes to registering these illegals to vote, with Democrats hoping and praying that free. You give them free. You let them have the free babies. You give them free housing, free food, free. And they'll vote Democratic. Vote Democrat, I should say. Looking at my Twitter, at my X, before I go back to your calls. John Beckman says, at Dominic TV, I have a gut feeling Marco hasn't even traveled to the great places in America has to offer, yet he complains about traveling to Middle East. What a fraud. Let's go back to your telephone calls. Let's go to Patrick, line 3 in New Jersey. Patrick, what's going on?
I hope you have a quick recovery.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you know there were churches that are being set on fire? 2 Protestant churches in East New York and 1 Catholic church that was built in 1934 that was set on fire. They tried to set it on fire. And the only reason why I'm saying about this Catholic church, because I went to school there, my mother worked for the priest there, and my father worked for the church there. At the St. Fortunatus, it was built in 1934 by money from Italian immigrants that came and settled in East New York, Brooklyn.
Okay, so Patrick, I understand your personal connection to one of the churches. Why are you highlighting this problem?
Because it's Muslims that are doing it, and you don't see Mandati saying anything about it.
Is it confirmed that Muslims have done this?
The St. Fortunatus is a landmark. It's 92 years old.
No. What I asked you was, is it confirmed that Muslims have done this arson?
Yes. It's they have it. That was reported. So
why do you think this is happening then? Why? I got the historical point. Just I got to move on to the calls. Why do you think this is happening?
Because the Muslims are doing it. They want to burn it down and put their mosque up.
Patrick, thank you for the call. I'm not going to dismiss what Patrick just said. I have to be honest with you folks. I am not comfortable with the amount of mosques that are popping up all over the place. I am not comfortable. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. I am not comfortable with Muslim Americans or Muslims feeling they have a right to pray on any public street that they choose to, just lay down a mat and start praying. No, that's not the way it works in America. You can't do that in your country. So why should you be able to do it here? I don't care if you think you have the mayor's seat, your boy Mamdani. You can't do that in your country, so why should you be able to do it here? And again, I am appalled to my core that Mom Donnie says Netanyahu is not welcomed here. Hey, rich boy, Netanyahu is welcomed here more than you are. You're the one that's not liked, Mom Donnie, you and your evil eye wife. You and your anti-Semitic dad and your mom, she keeps a low profile. Mama Bear keeps a low profile. She's got that $2 million or $1 million, whatever, condo. She's a big movie director. She keeps a low profile. Let's go to Norman in Brooklyn, line 2. A blast from the past, if you will. Norman, hope you're feeling better. What's going on?
I am feeling much better, Dominic. I spent the day at Sheepshead Bay eating, I ate a dozen oysters. I had fried calamari. I had all these things, trying to put the weight back on from what I.
So wait a minute, Norman. Why are you talking about fried foods? Why? I got a thing for fried foods. Listen, I want to
congratulate you on your circumcision, and basically I welcome you into the fold. So mazel tov.
That's good. That's good, Norman. That one is good.
Leave out some kippas, some yarmulkes for the Bears. That's my opinion to you.
Hey, Norman, you're back to being yourself, and that's a wonderful thing, man. We're glad that you're back. You know you're my boy, but I'm not feeling you with this alligator thing, But so we're gonna leave that one alone. We're gonna leave the alligators alone. But we're glad.
Black bears.
Yeah. So why? Hey, Norman, I'm late for a break, but why the black bears keep messing with the brother? Why is that, Norman?
I'll tell you something. I'm not sure the black bears are black. Their hair is black. If you shave them, I think they're probably they could be tan. I don't know what the hell color. Listen, I know the polar bear ain't white. You shave his hair.
But they say don't mess with a polar bear. They say don't mess with a polar bear because a polar bear mess you up. Hey, Norman, thank you for the call. Oh, there goes a song in the background. Yes, I have survived. I'm going to cut off this medical ID bracelet. They got 2 on my arm. I made it. I listened to you folks. I had the surgery. I didn't die. So that's a good thing. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, final thoughts. It's interesting. Finally, one of my colleagues asked Mom Donnie a real question in terms of today. Would he have called for an arrest of one of the October 7th Palestinian leaders? And he poo-poos and this and that and doesn't answer the question. The same way he's very direct in terms of calling for the arrest of Netanyahu, he doesn't do the same for one of his Palestinian buddies. Hey, folks, I do want to tell you this. I'm on the way back health-wise, right? And so tomorrow night, no rest for the weary. I guess that's the way the saying goes. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow evening, 7 and 9 p.m. I'll be in Brooklyn, Kings County Conservative Party, receiving an award from them. I greatly look forward to that. Me, Dominic Jr., and Marilyn will be there. On Saturday, where in the tri-state area is Dominic? Well, the 3 of us will be at a street fair on 60th Street in Manhattan between 5th Avenue and Madison Avenue. I will be there because I've seen the emails. Dominic, you left before I got there. So I will be there from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Let's go here. Let's go to Shanna, line 3, Long Island. What's on your mind, young lady?
Thank you, Dominic. You are right. The Islamic centers are popping up everywhere, and especially in Long Island. The most recent, they purchased a Catholic seminary building that was being sold. Sunrise Assisted Living wanted to purchase it, but the town gave it to the Islamic people because they got the money. And the money, I understand, this foreign money, where are they getting all this money? It's coming from foreign entities like Turkey. And I really think they have to start looking at if these people that are going into these facilities, are they legal? Because they flooded in here during the Biden administration. And something has to be done because it's becoming an epidemic.
I agree with you 1,000%. It's hard to argue against the money. If somebody has an offer on the table for, let's say, $750,000, and another group has an offer on the table for $950,000, people in their right mind are going to take the $950,000. Therein lies the problem. But we are losing our country with people like Mamdani stating that Netanyahu is not welcomed here. No, homeboy mayor, you're not welcomed here. And I say that because you want to identify with the homeboys. Thank you, Shanna. Let's go to Elliot, line 4 in Florida. Elliot, what's on your mind?
You mentioned about that guy, Khalil, that he hates this country, and what is he doing? No. He loves this country. He loves it so much that him and his Islamist buddies want to take it over. That's it, in a nutshell. In the late 1600s, the Ottoman Empire was called the Battle of Vienna, and it was stopped by, I forgot the Polish king's name, in the late 1600s. It's got to stop in this country, else we're going to be looking at Europe and seeing what's happening there. We're going to be taken over very fast.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does appear that we are in trouble. Thank you for that call. To the rest of you folks, I do apologize that I couldn't get to your calls. I do want to say this, that America's heroes need your help now. Do good in their honor by donating $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers. And you can amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org. T2T.org. And I'm sorry, Liz in Florida. I am going, as soon as I get back to Rockland County, Chick-fil-A. I'm going to stand in line. I think that was called. I'm going to get the sauce, and I'm going to get the nuggets, and I'm going to get a chicken sandwich, and I'm just going to, I'm going to have fun with myself. You folks have a great day. I'm back live at midnight.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?